Welcome back to Union. This week we're talking about, I'd say, limiting beliefs, blocks, things that get in your way when people, I don't know the right wording for it. People think that the reason, for example, they can't get pregnant is because they don't know enough information, but I think there's lots of information out there. I think it's implementation that gets in people's way. And I think as well within what you're doing, it's the same thing of businesses kind of know what they should be doing, but actually if the founder doesn't believe that he's worth more, like charging more than $5,000, he's never going to be able to actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
So today we're talking about blocks, limiting beliefs, implementation, like the real things keeping everybody stuck.
Yeah, fair. Well said. All right. Yeah, she's in the room. What's up? What's up, Bethy Boo?
So, take us where we need to go, Daddy.
Take us where we need to go, Daddy. Fuck. She's feeling something today.
I'm feeling lots of things.
You are feeling lots of things. All right. Well, where do you want to start?
I think people working like normal jobs, 9 to 5, like this stuff doesn't come up.
Yeah, they're not challenged to self-reflect in any way, shape, or form because they're usually not trying to drive particular outcomes that are important to them.
Yes.
So if you're working for somebody else, like you probably want to protect your key performance indicators, but you probably don't want to necessarily protect and grow other key performance indicators for other people.
Yeah.
Right. So like if you're an accountant, you want to make sure your accounts that you're in charge of are all good, but you're probably not worried about whoever else is next to you and their accounts.
Yeah.
Right. So like as long as you're doing yours, you're never forced to really look outside the comfort zone. If your wage is directly linked to essentially like I don't know, like the company's big enough that it just already has the fund for your wage. It's expected that it turns up.
Yeah.
There's X amount of work you just need to get done. And that's what guarantees you your wage. That's what you do.
Yeah.
And it very rarely forces you to grow, think outside the box. It probably doesn't put you in much discomfort other than you lose time.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
do you think CEOs of companies that aren't their own still have to like think outside the box?
That's a really good question. No.
That's interesting.
No. Sometimes yes, most of the time no. And it depends the size of the company.
Okay.
The bigger the company, the less decision making they're actually making. They're signing off on decisions that have been made by others who know more than them about that specific area. So a CEO will have a board of directors.
Yeah.
Marketing director, sales director, right? Communications director, communications officer, whatever. Like there's an array of roles and tasks. They're the heads of departments that will be analyzing data, and the CEO's job will be to basically, when they make a decision around their department, their job is to vet them.
Okay.
To make sure that they've done the due diligence.
Yep.
So that they can just make a confident decision that isn't even their own. It's just more of a by the time it gets to a CEO's desk for a big company,
it's been through a lot.
It's been through a lot of vetting and auditing. Yeah. Like they're just signing off on things, this is the thing. This is why the position of the CEO is like highly risky.
Yeah.
So like CEOs can go to prison, whereas like managing directors, board of directors typically can't.
Okay.
So if a CEO makes a decision of a company and it's a bad decision and it results in somebody getting hurt or whatever it is, the CEO is personally viable.
That's wild.
That's why they're paid a lot, because you can also go to prison for a lot. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Not many people know that, and people have this idea that like CEOs shouldn't be paid what they're paid, and like there's like a bit of a lack of mindset.
The risk.
There's a lack of mindset around that, is that like there's a lot of responsibility and risk associated with the position. So it's not given lightly. I'm not saying that like, I think there was like it might have been British Gas. Their CEO made an appearance on like BBC News, and he was paying himself something like 8 million a year. But obviously it's not him, it's the board that are paying him that. So he's like, I'm not going to complain with what the board decides to pay me.
Yeah.
But it's like, hey, let's just take an account here British Gas could like make quite cataclysmic errors,
Yeah.
which he would be personally responsible for.
Yeah.
So actually, if he does go to prison,
Yeah.
that 8 million a year guarantees that like his family are all okay, and like his kids are going to be okay, and whatever else. I'm not condoning any of the other behaviors that we know that energy companies make, right? Like profitability, even when they are
Energy
charging people,
brokers.
like when they're charging people more absurd prices for no reason or whatever. Creating energy crises, all these other things, they're not great practices.
Because it's climate change.
It's because it's climate change.
Yeah.
But like, there is also a level of like, well, that's a human being and he has a family or she has a family.
Yeah.
And the
There's
level
a
of risk associated with the position warrants that they're looked after well.
That's fair.
Like,
so what jobs would you say then this level of thinking is required? Or if you don't have this level of thinking, you'll be bottlenecked for like analysing yourself, analysing your behaviours?
Entrepreneurs.
And
yeah,
like coaches,
founders,
I guess. Yeah.
Entrepreneurs, founders, coaches, mentors, anyone who is essentially trying to help somebody create and implement change in their life, any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
This is why, like, if you're in a job role,
yeah, if you have a 9 to 5,
there's like you might have to do some level of like training, and you might be implementing certain things, and you might be struggling, and so you might have a senior member of staff correct you on a few things.
Yeah.
Or be like, I need it done like this, not like that.
Yeah.
But ultimately, those things aren't going to make you reflect on your behavior or even like your personality. It's not going to reflect any root level issues, because ultimately it's just, can you do this task or not?
Yeah.
It's not, can you show up with this behavior?
Yeah.
And that's like the difference. So entrepreneurs have to show like their root issues are like uprooted almost instantly. Because
it's that saying, is it like if you're an entrepreneur, like it's like you're forced to grow, like as soon as you decide to be an entrepreneur,
as soon as you decide I'm going to create something of value and I'm going to bring it to the marketplace, you're basically saying, I've created this and now I would like you to interrogate me on my creation.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have some people say, that's incredible, I find it valuable. So what is the exchange that you would accept for me to gain the value of your creation? And you say, well, and this is the issue. This is one issue entrepreneurs face. They look at the marketplace and what products exist already in the marketplace, and they think, well, I think I'm slightly better than theirs, otherwise I wouldn't have made this. But you wouldn't make anything new if you didn't think you were better than what was already on offer.
Yeah.
That's also something that a lot of people do. They make things that are already on offer and somehow think they're better because they made them. That's not true.
Yeah.
And so you got a lot of people who are creating things in the marketplace that don't actually need creating. That's why that's one of the reasons why entrepreneurs can struggle. But the other thing is that then they say, okay, well, I've decided that the price is £500. Now, this is why they get reflected immediately. If the person on the side agrees that it's worth £500, they don't learn anything.
Yeah.
And they go, my belief is correct. They just have
I was right.
They're validated. I was right about my value.
Yeah.
It's like, that doesn't, just because one person agrees with your value doesn't determine that that's the value of the thing that you've created.
Yeah.
Because the next person in line comes up and he says, hey, I too find the value in your service. How much is it? It's £500. And you say it with confidence this time, it's £500.
Yeah.
That's far too expensive. Who are you? Who are you to charge this? They suddenly start pointing the finger. You're just after my money. Same product, same value, but different reflection.
Yeah.
And then it's how that entrepreneur interprets that reflection. Because some people shrug it off. Nah,
it's got nothing to
do with me next.
Yeah.
Right? Another person might go, oh my gosh,
they're right.
My reality's just changed. 1 minute I thought it was, the next minute I didn't think it was. Because their perceived value is being outsourced.
Yeah.
And so it points to what's been exposed is like self-worth, value, work ethic, and a lot more things that happen probably at childhood.
Yeah.
So like that's typically who I end up working with, is People who have brought their services to a marketplace found that like some people like it, some people get value, some people really don't, and they don't understand why.
Yeah.
And it's causing issues with like confidence. It's causing issues with ability to take action. It causes issues of like, that's more stress. Now your business isn't maybe performing as well as you hoped it would. Now there's stress in the relationship because that person's sense of self-worth was maybe in a product. Their identity was like here. So there's loads of different things that it can come on. Like, a CEO who's worked their way up from like maybe like an apprentice in the company who just learned how the company works through their experience and through time. They grow in roles and their personality stays separate and outside. So they're usually a completely different person outside of the business as they are inside the business.
That's true, actually.
An entrepreneur is usually...
Yeah, like I'm me when I'm with my clients, and like you are as well. But
and like the founder of like Jeff, what's his name? Amazon, Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Like he's Jeff inside and outside. He's the same person.
Yeah.
But like the CEO of Amazon,
Mr. Hormozy.
But the CEO of Amazon though,
definitely.
or like the MD will be shirt and tie and very serious, and then on the weekend he's probably getting pissed up. I don't know, but you know what I mean. Like he's different. They're going to be different on the outside than they are on the inside because their identity is not inside the product. It's not. It's like it's their value.
So, do you think that people that learn how to do this work through our amazing podcast episode today, do you think that people that do this work who work 9 to 5s could improve the work they're doing in the 9 to 5 by changing this? Or do you
massively.
think that it actually might lead them to want to do their own thing?
Both. Both. Absolutely both. Because if you start self-reflecting, and like it's hard for me to pick up an example of this because I always really struggle to work for other people because my mind's entrepreneurial built.
Yeah.
I'm very I'm disagreeable. I'm disagreeable. And like I do my own research, I know my shit, and then I go for it.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with suffering the consequences of my own mistakes.
Yeah.
So like that's actually the fast track to growth.
Yeah.
It's people who are afraid of everything and afraid of making mistakes, so they want to get it right.
Yeah.
And it's like they grow the slowest.
Yeah.
This is why it's why school's the way it is. Learn these things, do it right, and you will go under the radar.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, how would you teach a child? What's the best way to teach a 3-year-old with like anything right now?
Let them make a ton of mistakes and then correct that.
Yeah, like don't help them.
Yeah, keep trying.
Or get like, what did we go through today? Like problem solve, pretend like you can't solve the problem they're facing either.
Yeah.
Why? So it brings them into problem solving with you.
Yeah.
So they're not alone in it, but they are still partly responsible for it.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's how you learn. You learn through like, well, I'm going to try this. And if it doesn't work, I'll try something else.
Yeah.
Then you do that enough times with anything, you have something of value.
Yeah.
What would that be? What would you have that is of value? If you've tried something a load of different times and it failed a bunch of times, and then you found the one thing that did work, what's valuable about that versus somebody who tried something once and it worked?
You know everything that doesn't work and does. Like you've seen every angle of it.
You have wisdom. You don't have knowledge. You have wisdom.
This is like my example of like, if you were about to give birth, would you take the advice of the midwife who is 21 years old, just finished her training, or a mum of 5 who's had 5 home births and is like in her 30s? Because on papers, everyone's like, trust the midwife. And it's like,
she has the knowledge. She has the mum. Credentials.
Yeah.
She has the certificate. And she has a peer saying, I agree that she knows what she knows.
Yes.
However, put her in a home birth experience for the first time, she'll panic.
Yeah.
And suddenly everything she knows goes out the window because the experience is, and this is why lawyers struggle when they come out of their 7-year degree to get work.
Yeah.
They have no experience.
Yeah, they can't apply it.
So it's like you have to slowly introduce them to those things. And whereas it's like the other way around, the fastest way to learn is to experience failure. And there's more in it. Yeah, there's more wisdom and all that. So to answer your question of like, okay, you work a 9 to 5 and you think, well, how do I impress my bosses? Or how do I ascend the value ladder in this company quicker? You do more inner work.
Yeah.
You do way more inner work. How do you do that? Well, so many different ways you could start off, but like work related, try going against the grain. So like, okay, if you're supposed to work between 9 and 5, try 8 till 4.
Yeah.
And when your boss says, why are you leaving early? I got here early. I've done all of the things I was supposed to do today. I did them faster. I did them more effective. I did them more efficiently. So I'm leaving because I've finished the work and I've completed it to the level that is above expectation. Thank you, goodbye, and be in your own authority.
Yeah.
And you'll attract attention. Now, some bosses will be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
That's not how we work here. And you're going to lose your job. Cool. That's called growth.
Yeah.
And this is what people are afraid of. They don't see that that's growth. Because guess what? There is somebody, if you're telling me you can do the same amount of work I know it's like, it's the same amount of time, 8 till 4, but let's just say for argument's sake, you did 9 and you'd finished at 3 and it was to a better standard.
Yeah.
So you're telling me you're completing the same amount of work in less time and to a better standard. That deserves more money. That's more valuable.
Yeah.
But like, if you're not rooted in your truth of that, then you will let your boss dictate, right? This is the validation of value coming from someone else.
Yeah.
And so you get to choose. You get to say, I don't agree with you and you are wrong.
Yeah.
And it's going to cost you because now I'm going to leave. And that means you've just lost your most efficient and proficient worker.
Yeah.
That's an opportunity cost of, and then insert whatever it is that your salary is.
Yeah.
You haven't just lost like a great valuable client. You've lost the opportunity of what they could have given to the team in terms of a value. And there's a measurable value there. Right? Like it's a bricklayer who can lay 100 more bricks per hour than the other bricklayer on the same team.
Yeah.
Right? If he's like, hey, I want to be paid more than him. Why? I get more done.
So yeah.
And it's less energy for me to get it done because I also go to the gym 3-4 times a week. And I know that he goes and drinks down the pub 3-4 times a week.
Yep.
So that's why he's laying less bricks. And it's why I'm laying more. I deserve to be paid more. I can't do that. All right. Growth.
Yeah. So
it's being in your own authority is what grows you, because being in your own authority invites other people to tell you whether or not they agree with you or not.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So let's make it actionable then. Like, how do people start identifying the areas of themselves that they need to work on? Because I'm not very good at being accountable. And
what do you mean by that? Explain that.
I've struggled to see the areas where I'm not doing well until you've been like, hey, Beth, like, you're struggling with this. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And then an hour later, I'm like, yeah, you're right. So like, how do people start identifying areas of like, so say for example, I really struggled with changing my business model to charging for transformation rather than charging 1-to-1 for an hour. I struggled to do that because I was scared to say the cost of something.
Cool.
And let's start there. Like,
all right. So we highlighted that there was a problem.
Yeah.
And you were like, I agree that problem that exists.
Yeah.
My income is capped by my time.
Yes.
You're like, I agree about the problem. What knowledge do we need around business pricing models, all these things, in order for us to have a stab at overcoming the problem? I taught you about pricing. I taught you about outcomes. I taught you things. I gave you knowledge.
Yeah.
But then it came down to the next thing, which was, do you believe that if we do this, the other side of the problem, there's going to be a better, more positive outcome?
Yes.
Now, did you believe that when it came to implementing?
I don't think so.
What came up for you? You already said it. Fear of charging more for your services in any particular way.
And attaching myself to the outcome of my patient. Yeah.
So like, this is why growth. This is why like growth is uncomfortable. It's
yes,
like that's expected, and you might be like, with the examples I've given of like pissing off your boss, essentially, it's like, how is that growth? You don't have to piss people off just to grow. Like, yes, you do, because to find truth, you have to risk offending people.
Yeah.
And
people find the truth offensive.
The truth hurts. Yeah. That's why it's like, that's why we accept that as a common phrase. It's like, everybody knows the truth hurts.
Yeah.
Now, if you found out that the truth to you was that you've been over delivering and undercharging for your entire life, that truth hurts too, but that's the majority of people's realities today.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not trying to, everyone has to work 100%. Not everyone was given the same opportunity to like, or pushed to find their value and to find their skill set.
Yeah.
Like, driving a truck with things in the back to deliver to other people isn't a skill.
Yeah.
Driving might be a skill.
Yeah.
Which is what people are exploiting, to put things in your truck to deliver to. So somebody who's really got a really great skill of maybe driving doesn't necessarily mean that their value is an Amazon delivery truck driver.
Yeah.
Right?
They could be an F1.
They could have. They could have trained there, but like, they also could have done so many other things that, you know, not necessarily driving. It's like, that's just where they actual skills. Sometimes like, that's just where they landed. You know what I mean? Like,
have you got don't good know concentration? Have you got good endurance? Have you got like what actually makes you really good at your job?
Are you patient? Like, you're sitting in a car for a while. Like, patience is a very good virtue.
Yeah.
Where is that going to be really handy? Counseling, anything high stakes.
Yeah.
Like hostage negotiator. I don't know. Like, there's so many things that. And like, this is the point, is that like, you're sat there as a whatever you are, and your identity's in this.
Yeah.
But it's like, if I just removed that title and we just went off your skill set and who you are intrinsically as a person, like, your whole world opens up. And this is why people go, you know what, it is just hard. I do have this thing that I'm thinking about doing and I've always wanted to do. I just can't step away from this lovely salary.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like the golden handcuffs, isn't it? It's like people struggle to step away from the guaranteed money, even if they could earn way more doing the entrepreneur thing. But in the short term, they're scared of the salary.
So now you've got a link.
Yeah.
Because you said that during the transformation I was trying to get you to go through with your business, fear came up the second you had to try and implement.
Yes.
Right? Yep. Same thing as the workers. As soon as I want to step away from this and do my own thing, what comes up? Fear.
Yep.
So this is why it doesn't matter which side of the coin you're on. Everyone has to go through the same growth.
Yeah.
You've got to work through the fear you have around safety.
Yeah.
The fear you have around provision, and the fear you have around self-worth and scarcity.
Yeah.
It's fear linked in all those things. That's the model that you've been sold.
Yeah.
And programmed before you even had conscious choice over it.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurs are free from this. That's why they take risks.
Yeah.
And that's why some risks fail.
Yep.
Some risks pay off big.
Yeah. It's a long-term game, isn't it? Like being an entrepreneur.
Yeah. And like, it's so funny. Like, Instagram had like 15 to 17. The app developers of Instagram had tried to make games or something like that. Or maybe it was Angry Birds. I don't know. There was a really famous app.
Yeah.
And it was on their 70 something try
that works.
They made a really good one that made them millions, right? And it's like, you're not a tech giant, no worries, but you get the idea. Like, you have to fail a fuck ton.
Yeah.
And you have to be with people who make you feel safe enough to fail.
Yeah.
And who can just support you and know your value and just, you know. And I think that's what I did for you, because like I saw your value because I'd used your services.
Yes.
And I'd been like, I don't want to pay you per hour. Can I just pay you up front for a bunch of hours? Because you were like, I don't do any of this. And I was just like, no, I'd like just, I don't know what I paid you, but I was just like, let's just do a month in advance or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Or 12, I think I signed up for 12.
Yeah, I think
12 weeks, so 3 months.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, let's just do that. And you were like, what? This is weird.
Yeah.
I was like, no, like I want you to be committed to helping me.
Yeah.
because you're not going to do it yourself because you're too afraid to charge. But I know more than you, and I know that I'm committed. But unless you like, I want to put you in a position where you're like, oh, I know what's happening for the next 3 months. Cool, I can just focus on him.
Yeah, and it did.
And you did.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, everyone would do this if you offered it.
Yeah. And if you knew how to, not explain it to people, but if you knew how to be like, no, like this is in your best interest.
Yeah.
Like this is what you need to be doing. Because people are like, oh, I'll just do the one-off ones because, like, you know, it makes sense. And it's like, it's not going to get results because you're not committing to it.
If I've only booked you for 5 sessions, you're not thinking about me between each session.
No.
Same for 10. Same for maybe 12, 24. You might start maybe, I might do a bit. Might do a bit more. I might send you the odd text, see how you're doing, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, outside of that. So anyway, to answer your question, which was, I can't remember what it was now.
You just made me think though. That's why like people have been messaging me asking if I do like one-off fertility like sessions and stuff. And I'm like, no, it doesn't work.
It's not a quick,
I don't want to work. Yeah. I don't want to work with people in the short. I want to deep dive into their health and their history and do amazing work with them. And that doesn't come from doing a one-off session.
Yeah. Here's what will happen if you get a one-off session with Beth. Beth's going to sit there, she's going to ask you so many questions that you are not prepared for, that you're unconscious of, you're unaware of, which means that she's going to provide you a level of clarity and expose the true wounds that are stopping you from getting the thing that you want. This is why, despite your bloods being fine, his sperm being fine, you guys have the right diet, you're exercising regularly, No. She's going to start showing you that the relationship you have with your mother is having a real negative impact on your relationship.
Yeah.
She's going to start exposing that your partner's excessive level of masturbation that he's doing behind your back is having a negative effect on your intimacy.
Yeah.
She's going to expose that your self-worth and nervous system are so out of balance because you are trying to control every aspect of your life through work, through the home. You're trying to control what he's doing with his friends, and you're trying to control all these, whatever it is. Like, I'm not saying anyone specifically. I'm just saying that like, these are the things that are actually in the way of like a lot of your clients, because these are the root core subconscious beliefs that are creating behaviors that are going against the things that they say they want.
Yeah.
Like, I want a baby. Okay, well, that means you want to feel safety and peace and love and intimacy. Why? Well, that's exactly the ingredients that creates life is safe, love, peace, and intimacy.
Yeah.
Now you don't have that in your life.
Yeah.
And you don't have it in the relationships that you've learned from.
Yeah.
But hey, that was just one session, so off you go.
Yeah.
See you later. Like, that's
like
more
I've
fear.
Shown you everything.
That's
Bye.
more fear.
Yeah.
So nobody wants that. It's actually unethical to sell that.
Yeah.
It's also why IVF exists.
Yep.
Because they want to bypass these things and just go at the physiological level, and so you don't have to address anything and change anything in your life. That's not beneficial long term, because it just means you're going to repeat the same relationships that you have, and the same environment you have now just continues in the next generation. And this is the problem that humans have altogether. And so this is why, like, it doesn't matter whether you're teaching fertility or
businesses,
physios or business or whatever it is that you're teaching. If you're teaching another human anything, it doesn't really matter what strategy you're giving them. It doesn't matter if you say this is the best diet.
Yeah.
By way of implementing it, it's going to it's like a mirror. It's going to mirror the areas that need your awareness and your attention. And these are usually issues of the heart. Make sense? So for you, with your business, when we kind of revamped it, it was like, charging for your time, right? You were stuck charging for your time. Why? Because again, you have to go and look and understand. You have to understand the root level of this. Where did this start? Where did you have this idea that you can only charge for your time? Because that's not something that you created.
No, it's the model I'd seen for acupuncture.
It's the model you'd seen, which means you've inherited something, which means this has been passed down and passed down and passed down.
Yeah.
And who disagrees with that model?
No.
Not a lot of people other than entrepreneurs. They're the only ones who disagree with it.
Yeah, they always talk about time whenever you see entrepreneurs, especially, that Simon, whatever guy who's like, what's your dream?
Simon Sinek.
Yeah, he talks about dreams. He's like, tell me your dream.
Oh, no. I know who you're on about.
He's like a social media guy.
I know who you're on about. I don't know his name, but I know who you're on about.
He homeschools his kids, and he is like, one of the first lessons I teach them is about time. You've got to buy your time back.
Yep.
Like, stop charging.
You have to ascend the value ladder.
Yeah.
But this is also why the time for money exists. It's because entrepreneurs don't necessarily know how to leverage themselves out of those positions other than trading away their time.
Yeah.
So they earn more money and they say, right, I'm going to pay someone else a slightly lesser wage than I would get so that they can work on this task whilst I work on a higher value task.
Yeah.
So we also trap ourselves in that unless you're a heart-led entrepreneur.
Yeah.
There was a really cool guy who, I can't remember what industry he was in. It wasn't that long ago. It was like 2020 kind of thing. He did a study that was the happy ratio. So it's like essentially anyone earning in the US essentially about around $70,000 a year or more.
Yeah.
Kind of gets to a point where they're like, because their needs are met across all areas of their life.
Yeah, they're good.
They're kind of like, their productivity didn't get any more the more they were paid. So his business was very successful. He was on millions a year. He took a pay cut so that he could pay everyone in his company a minimum of $70,000 to $80,000 a year.
Wow.
So that everybody in his company could be happy.
Gosh, I bet they were amazing.
Imagine what happened to the company, right?
Yeah, it was amazing.
They tripled their annual revenue inside a year.
And taking risks.
So
like that entrepreneur.
So he took a risk. He took a pay cut, made his people happy, and as a result, right, it's like he surrendered, right? He surrendered the things that he had worked for.
Yeah.
And when actually I'd rather them have it, and suddenly the universe was like, well, maybe it was God, who knows?
Yeah.
Was like, well, if you're gonna do that,
here you go.
Have it back.
Yeah.
Right?
I think gym owners do that to themselves a lot from what you've said as well. They kind of trap themselves in their businesses.
Any small business owner is trapped in their business.
Yeah.
Because they think they're going to run a business, but actually they're kind of guaranteeing, they're just buying a job.
Yeah.
They're investing in having their own job and working for themselves.
Yeah.
Most small businesses doing under 300 grand a year are like, you just can't. There's nothing to scale, especially like the service industry. There's not much to scale unless you know what you're doing. And this is what I talk about with the issue that they have is that like they all think they're doing something unique. But it's like, you're not. You're doing group classes, right? Yeah, so do they. So do they. So do they. So my hour's better. I'm a better coach. You're not. Because by whose definition? Yours?
Yeah.
Or you've got more credentials? Like, consumers don't care.
Yeah.
Consumers look at, price. Especially now, like I've been in the fitness industry all my life and I ascended to, and I just focused on how can I do the best hour of the day? Because that's what CrossFit will like teaching you.
Yeah.
How can you become the best coach? It's like the best coach was never the best paid.
No. Because
that's not how life works. Because value isn't determined by how valuable you think something is.
Yeah.
It's determined by two things: the value that customers perceive, and return on investment for the person investing their time.
Yeah.
That's it. It's two things. So if you've got a small business and you're doing less than 300,000 a year, that is, and let's just say your average revenue per person is, let's say it's good, it's like £300 per client. That's pretty good average revenue per client, right? For a service-based business. All right, that's value. That is the direct reflection of the value you create. You are creating about £300 per month worth of value for a client. Do you think that's quite high? Or do you think that's quite low?
I guess low.
When you think, right? Yeah. Why? Because what lens are you now attaching to it? Well, you're broadening you're expanding what you think about money. And you're going, actually, somebody's paying me £300 a month. If they do that for 12 months, that's pretty good, right? That's like nearly £4,000 worth, or like £3,500 worth of revenue from one person over a year.
Yeah.
That's okay value, but it's only £3,500 over a year. So actually, you know what I mean? As soon as you kind of detach it, and you start going, actually, it's quite low value. Yeah, because guess what? Subscription fitness is a low value service and nobody told you because you placed it at a higher value than it is because it was already part of your lifestyle.
Yeah.
But for someone who's overweight, they are not spending their money on those things.
Yeah.
They should be, but they're not. Why? Because it's a lot of effort to go and get those results. Doesn't matter how good of a coach you are.
Yeah.
If that person can't perceive that it's valuable, it's not.
Yeah.
Why? Like, I used to get all the time in the gym as well. You know, I'd be like, how much do you spend on sundry expenses this month, or like nights out? Some people would spend like $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
But my £150 membership was really expensive, and if I moved it to $180 a month, they'd kick off. It's like, you're kicking off because you're overspending on things that make you sick, and you're underspending, therefore, on things that make you well and healthy.
Yeah, people always have.
And because this one requires effort and this one doesn't, you don't see value in this. Yeah. Right?
People have a go at me when I tell them to get their meat from the butchers, not the supermarket.
Yeah, I can't afford it.
It's a big one that they kick off about. And I'm like, just reallocate some spending.
Reallocate spending, but then also think of it as an investment.
Yeah.
It goes into finances as well.
Yeah.
I say to you, like, I don't want to save money. I would rather put it in an investment account.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I could potentially lose. You could potentially gain.
Yeah.
What's true is your money won't stay the same.
Yeah.
It won't yield 1.6 to 3% APR every year.
Yeah.
It could go up to 10 to 12%, or you could lose 10 to 12%, but you might gain it back the next year. It's better to have moving money going up and down a slider.
Especially because of inflation, you're losing money now.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And like the more you're investing, the more maybe it's going to compound. And like once you get to a compounding state with your money, like you don't need to worry about whether it's moving up and down because it's compounding over time. Yeah. So it's the same thing with like your investments in your health.
Yeah.
Some people think that's really valuable. Some people really don't. And my guy Jay said it really well. My new client, he was like, Mike, we're not into adding years to people's life. He's like, we're on about adding life to people's years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's Ace. You have a profound, unique understanding that everybody, before they came down here, has a sign-in date and a sign-out date.
Yeah.
It's already decided.
Yeah.
How do you want to live your life? Well or sick?
Yeah. No choice.
It's a great way that's a great reason to open a wellness clinic. Like, good job. Amazing. We were trying to work out the root of where you got that from. It's an inherited model, but then there's a deeper subconscious root to this, right? Which was that who had been showing you the way to get money?
My mom.
Yeah. Everyone's parents show us how to get money. Form of a job, work, hustle. Go.
Yeah. So then my mum was an acupuncturist, so she charged for one She charged per hour. Wow, period brain. And so that's how I'd seen her do it. And then my dad never had money, so that was a no-go. Then I was scared to charge for transformation because I was scared to charge that much money up front, even though you were like, they're spending that amount anyway. It's just over a period of time.
They were spending in 6 months.
Yeah.
And never getting the result.
Yeah.
Because they were spending it over 6 months. It was just, well, I'll see if I'm better in the next session.
Yeah.
See if I'm better on the next session.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, why don't you guarantee them a result and make the container this small, make it 3 months or less.
Yeah.
Big gulp, right?
Yeah.
Like scary, because now you think that the outcome is on your shoulders.
So then my brain was like, but then what if they don't get pregnant, or what if their periods don't get better in this time, and like I've charged them this much and it's not helped. So something you've really helped me with was one, like removing myself from their outcome.
Yeah.
Because it is up to them. There's only so much I can do.
Yeah.
But also not being scared of charging. But the whole like finances show you so much what's in your heart and what's like your limiting beliefs. So like I didn't think I could charge that much. Why? Okay. I didn't feel worthy of charging that much. I didn't feel like I provided that much value. I don't know, like I can't remember it now that I'm in it. It's probably the self-worth thing. Like
it's a really stuck, hard mindset to get out of.
Yeah.
And like
a poverty mindset as well.
It's a poverty mindset. And like you're not just charging more for the sake of charging more. This is what you have to help everybody realize is, okay, by charging for the hour and staying appointment based only, you're never guaranteeing anything other than the opportunity to potentially get better.
Yeah.
That's like 1% chance of getting a result based off how this is being delivered to you.
Yeah.
So actually, one of the reasons why you never thought you could really give that much value is because the way you were doing it made it certain that you could never give enough value.
Yeah.
This is why coaches, physios, chiropractors, acupuncturists, they're giving themselves 100%, 110% in every session.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to be, you have to do your best work,
Yeah,
which requires 110% effort because you don't know if they're going to come back the next week.
Yeah.
And you don't know if they're going to implement all the things that you ask them to do. And that client, whereas the client, because there's no commitment from them, they're coming in for an hour of chill. That's all they're there for.
Yeah.
They're coming in for an hour out of their day, and they go in and they put all their problems on you.
Yep.
And they say they want fixed, and they go, oh, thanks, that I feel better because you've told me what I need to do, and now I can just go back to the life I have.
Yeah.
Not change anything.
Yeah.
And I'll see you next week.
Yeah.
And then suddenly it's like you're drained.
Yeah.
And you get these clients that are draining you, but you can't get rid of them.
Yeah.
Because you're reliant on that hour, thinking it's adding to your wage.
Because people cancelling last minute or no showing was like a terrible day because you'd go from like assuming you're going to earn like 500 quid or whatever, and it's like ends up being 200. And you're like, what am I going to do? Whereas like if you've already charged up front for your time, like that doesn't happen either. But also like it's so like I've seen now coming out the side of it and actually charging that way and doing the new model, like it's so much better working with people in that capacity because they have so much of your focus and your attention because they've essentially paid to block you out for however long. Like they have all your focus, all your attention. Like you're on their case outside of the hours that you're on the phone with them or on a call with them, because like that's what's happening. They're blocking out your time, not just like the hour that they're with you.
They've paid enough to pay attention.
Yeah.
So the things that you're talking about in the clinic room now require less effort from you because you know you actually have their full attention.
Yeah.
And so their questions are better than they used to be.
Yeah.
Their questions aren't, what do I need to eat?
Yeah.
It's, Beth, I've been through your course because you also have to provide more value. This is the thing, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't just charge more for the sake of it. You actually have to provide more value. So I was like, hey, what are you fed up of saying all the time to every client?
Put it in a course.
It's like, cool, put that in a course, and it follows them treatment by treatment by treatment by treatment, so that you're not having to answer all their questions and give them all the answers. It's session one has session one questions from the course they've already gone through. So they've consumed the knowledge. They've come in for the actual physical treatment. And the question that you have is, hey, any questions from the coursework this week? Yes or no? No, it all made sense. I've implemented all the things, and actually because of doing it, I already feel better. This is working, this is working, this is working. Great job. That's so good. It means I can get on with my job today. My job is so much easier because you've done the work outside of this. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Let's think about next week. And suddenly you're having productive conversations with clients that's leading to outcomes and consistent progress. And so then the idea of like, can I provide the value is on their shoulders, because as long as they're doing the work outside, which is provided for them as well. And this is the thing, like you know within 6 weeks if they're going to hit their goal or not. Because essentially you're either seeing them do the work or you're seeing them struggle with the work. If you're seeing them struggle and they're not able to implement, great. That's the work that you have to do now. Now, because they've paid you enough to do it, that's the work you want to do. That's the work that you adapt your program and you change it and you customize it because they've paid you enough to be able to do that in the first place. And that's the essential ingredient. You cannot do your best work by charging less than you deserve.
Because it makes you feel resentful as well. Like I remember I'd feel resentful with patients because like they'd want so much from me in the clinic and then they'd send me loads of questions outside of clinic.
And you're like...
And I'd feel so resentful because I'd be like, gosh, I'm giving so much. And they're like asking me the same questions and they're not listening to me.
Meanwhile, you're worried about paying rent.
Yeah.
Like you're worried about, have I got enough to live? And yet they're in their like comfortable house. Eating whatever they're eating. All the stuff they don't need. And they're like, oh, I'll just text her. Like, and they don't know your situation. Like, you know what I mean? At the time. But like, that's what happens. And that's what happens for a lot of people delivering one-to-one. And it's I think it's essential that everyone starts there.
Me
I think
too.
doing one-to-one work
Yeah, me
and
too.
charging money just for your time, I think is a real essential thing, because you get into the real nitty-gritty. It attracts a particular type of client.
Yeah.
It attracts, I'll just call them like an energy vampire. Like, it attracts somebody who sees, like, let's just go for the spiritual realm for a sec. It attracts somebody who sees your light and wants to drink from it.
Yeah. Regularly.
Now, does that make them a bad person? No. You are somebody of great value and can't see that you're somebody of great value.
Yeah.
And so you're allowing them to do it. So you're just as much the part that, as part of the, have a part to play in it anyway.
Yeah.
Whether it's because of your circumstances or not, it doesn't change the truth. Like, truth hurts. I've experienced it. Like, I started in one-to-one as well, funnily enough. Like, a lot of people who have, I don't want to just say trauma, but like, like low self-worth. Like, low self-worth, like, a lot of those people start in one-to-one work, trying to help people, trying to give them everything that they need for little to nothing back, because we just genuinely want to help.
Yeah. And also, like, that was modeled in our childhoods. Like, I used to give a lot and not get a lot.
Same. Yeah. Please fix all of my issues because I can't. And thanks, bye.
Yeah.
So anyway,
So it showed a bunch of different things for me, but self-worth,
so then
childhood.
So you worked through a lot of that stuff, and essentially what happened was, suddenly, this is like this is a law that's actually written into our universe, which is like, if you do bring something of value to the marketplace, essentially something that can actually impact other human beings for the benefit of the human beings, the universe has to send you clients. Like, it literally has to, because you have something somebody else needs. And so that creates a like energetic trace. And so they have to be drawn together. This is why, like, no matter what problem we face on our planet, like, there'll always be a solution. There will always be a solution. It's how creation has been made. It's a law that's in our universe. So, like, and that's why it's really easy to know whether something's valuable or not, is based on, well, how valuable, what's it actually doing for people? That's consistent. And then also, is it providing you a return on your investment? If either one of those things is no, or like not as much as the other, if it's not correlated, you have an issue with the perception of value. The thing that determines whether or not something's providing value for somebody and return on investment is throughput. Throughput actually has to be high. This is what guarantees a result for a client. So for you, it's the course and the touch points and uprooting subconscious beliefs and all of the work that essentially you expose for clients that's outside of the knowledge stuff. That's your throughput. It's all the mechanisms that determines how likely it is that somebody reaches their goal. Now, if you're just seeing somebody one-to-one, can you see how throughput is really low in that business model? Because there's only one mechanism of like, well, you have to see me and consume me to get hopefully what you want. Well, that's why it's low. That's why you don't deliver results in a one-to-one settings, because the throughput is really low. It's one mechanism.
And you can see the people that really want to do the work are the ones that actually like really want to and are ready to invest. Because like I remember a client that I started with her doing time for money. Like, she paid for the hour. And then I was like, I'm really sorry, but I'm switching over to like a different model. And like, I was so apologetic. And she was like, absolutely.
She's like, I've been waiting for you to do this.
She was like, okay, so what is it now? And I was like, oh, I can't even remember how much it was. I was like, but it's this much a month, and it's like monthly payments rather than every session, and like same day and all of this stuff. And she was like, cool, sign me up. And like, she loved me and she saw my value, and like, she will still send me messages now of like, I miss you. Like, I loved working with you. Like, she saw so much value, and she was like, and like, I helped her with her brain so much. When she came to me, she was like overworking, never resting. Like, the dynamic with her and her husband was a bit off because she was trying to be too masculine, and like,
she's got nervous system issues, lack of polarity in a relationship.
She had a tough childhood, like
childhood trauma.
There was so much going on, and
they're the things that are holding everybody back. It's all the same things.
So, and again, now she'll message me and she'll be like, oh, you'll be so proud of me. I've done this for myself and I've stood up for myself in this situation and like all of these things. And it's just like, wow, like you can see how that level of work will impact someone for such a long time past you working with them. Whereas them just coming to you for needles helps them then and not really knock-on effects. So that was how it kind of all changed for me, I guess.
You reminded me of something. I had the bell curve of clients. So like everyone in their business has this bell curve. So 20% of your clients are always going to they're going to stretch their own budget to afford you. Because essentially they just want to be associated with what you're doing because you are above them, but they're like, I need this. Right? These are the vampires I talk about there. They see a light and they'll stretch themselves. So they'll also complain the most and they'll also try and attract people to be like, slander. 20% of every business has these clients, especially in the service-based industry. 60% of your clients are like, no, I get what I came for and I'm pretty happy. I don't need anything else from you. I just need the one thing I came for. Thank you. These people keep your lights on. They keep your bills paid. They do it. They're fine. There's nothing wrong with them. They eventually leave after a year or two. Right? Those are those people. They always need replacing. Same as the 20%. It's like, this is the other thing with service-based industries. Like 80% of their clients year on year need replacing. That's why it's really hard. But that's also why people like how they think they need more members. They think, I need more clients, I need more leads, I need all this. Like, no. You need to fix a retention problem.
You need to nurture the people you already got.
And the reason you typically have retention problems is actually because your value is very low. Your throughput is low. When throughput's high, you don't really need a retention model. Because if you're delivering a specific outcome to people 3, 6, 9, or 12 months, what should naturally happen is that they might still want to be associated with you. They just need you less. So they can pay in as a retainer and do something a little bit less hand-holdy, a little less one-to-one. But anyway, 20% love you. 20% want to pay you 100% more than they currently pay you. You just don't offer them the opportunity because you're worried and your self-worth needs checking, but also your throughput needs improving. So it's what you don't know. Essentially, until somebody says, hey, why don't you do this way? And like for me, the reason I said that to you because like obviously we were just client and practitioner at that point, I was just like, I've tried to fix this problem a lot with every other person in this industry, and they've all offered me stuff that I just don't value anymore, which is like, I'll see you next time, or go home and do this. And I was like, no, I want to see you every week. I want to see it for 12 weeks. I want to see this through. I want to see a process happen, take place, so that I can measure the outcome and measure the difference from where I was when I started and where I was when I finished. And I was like, I need you to say yes to committing to that so that I know you're in it as well. And you were like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, we'll do that. I was like, cool, there you go. And everything was noticeable, but like everything was better. And it allowed us time. Like you amped me up. You got to start slow with me because you knew what I didn't know, which is things were going to get almost like worse to get better. But it's like, imagine if I had had that like in a course going through it, I would have felt a lot more supported, because there were days where I was just like, I'm on my knees, like, what is this? But like, that's it. When you offer containers, like that's what it is. It's a container. It allows you to provide more service to the person that's in front of you, which means a better experience and a better chance that they're going to get the outcomes that they want.
And I think as well, it allows you to keep revising it. Like, like I want to re-record things in my course right now because
you've learned.
I'm like, there's so much new, different information I can add, take away, etc. And I wouldn't have that, and I wouldn't have the space, time, bandwidth to do any of that if I was doing one like time for money, because you're working all hours every day. You don't have time to change things and look at things and revisit things. So it's so valuable. But what you're talking about is a healing crisis, which is really difficult to talk patients through when they're coming back every week. Because if you're like, hey, you're going to feel worse before you get better, they're going to have a treatment, feel worse, and be like, am I doing that ever again? I feel awful. Whereas if it's like, no, keep doing it, and then you're going to feel so much better when you come out the other side. It's so much easier. I just had a thought. We don't have to do it, but I thought of maybe switching it up and seeing how behaviors, habits, etc., impact your relationship.
Yeah.
Or like, take it away
100%.
from work for a second and like apply it somewhere else.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's do relationship, because I think this is a big one for people, but they just don't realize it. And they make themselves really busy in relationships. They have work, they have hobbies, they go out at the weekend. So they don't actually spend that much time together. So they don't know these blocks are there. But for whatever reason, one of their libidos is higher than the other. Or they struggle to communicate without one crying and one being too blunt. And like, they're always having the same argument on repeat. Like, let's reapply it somewhere else.
Yeah.
So do you want to like give an example? Do you want to?
Yeah, let me think. Like, there's so many.
I think libido.
All right.
I think sex life. I think it's a massive one, because in every relationship I've ever seen, working with people, somebody has a high libido, somebody has a low libido, and they're both mad about it.
Cool. I want to first of all then correct everybody. Libido, bullshit.
Yeah, I agree.
No, that's your excuse for this is the word you use to avoid what's really happening.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd rather call it this because it's easier to face that and simplify the real issue to, it's his or her libido. Mm-hmm. It's like, no, it's behavior on both of your part.
Yeah.
And that behavior is now having a physiological effect and an emotional effect on your being.
Yeah.
And yeah, as long as you keep calling it libido, then you will stay in the dark forever about your libido. Because what's really funny is, let's say both parties break up just for a week, right? What do you reckon happens to their libidos? Do you reckon they just return?
Sky high.
Why?
Because
expectations removed.
Yes.
And anticipation of how the event's going to go is removed.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's loads to unpack for couples with different libidos. No, it's like, it's dysfunction, it's lack of alignment, it's lack of emotional safety, it's lack of presence, it's lack of like being proactive in the relationship. It rests on top of a lot of inaction and missed opportunities, and it means I think you've had a lot of conversations that have probably been allowed to not happen.
Yes.
And it's created a pile of conversations. Like it's all these, and it leaves an energetic signature every time you go to bed. In a tiff, not happy with each other for any reason, a bad tiff. That's it. That's where your libido's gone.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
And also like hormones as well. Like, as in, like, if you're not looking after your body and your hormones, like, you're not
helping yourself.
We're biologically wired to want to reproduce. Like, God told us to be fruitful and multiply. Like, our bodies want to do that. It's on purpose. It's by design. Yeah. So, like, if you're not feeling horny, you're not looking after yourself.
So, like, at the root level, it starts outside the relationship.
Yeah.
Because essentially what you're saying is that we're programmed this particular way.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, but by the time they're showing up in a relationship,
so much has happened.
They're not even close to their original state of being. Why? Well, their identity's been put in something that isn't their true identity.
Yeah.
So at the identity level, you've gone further away from actually who you're supposed to be, which is why you're dysregulated.
Yes. Agree.
So what I mean by that is, okay, let's say, so you and I are pretty close to our true identities because we've essentially done the healing work, and we have Christ and we have help, and
we've been through a lot.
We've been through a bunch of stuff to shed our egos.
Yeah.
It's like we have no ego left. It's just our true, authentic self. So guess what? Beth and I don't care for each other's feelings when we're in a heated argument and exchange.
Yeah.
That's essential.
We're both honest.
Do you know why?
Fully honest.
Why? Because we're so honest.
Yeah.
And we're honest because we actually really love each other.
Yeah. And we have to get through it.
And guess what? What did I say earlier about, like, if you're looking to entertain the idea of truth, it comes at the risk of offending somebody.
Yeah.
And so here's the thing. Most people in their relationships, like, they don't really want to offend their partner.
Yeah. So they're not honest. But then they're never honest, so then they're never truly hitting what's going wrong.
There you go. And so that's a layer that you've put on top of your relationship that stops you from getting into intimacy. intimacy requires you to be vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be vulnerable without honesty.
Yeah.
And that requires truth.
And,
so like there's, you know what I mean?
Like, I would used to be scared of offending a partner because then I would be scared that they would leave me.
There you go.
And I was scared of them leaving me because my dad left me as I was a kid. And so I didn't have a male presence. So I've always craved male presence, and I've put myself in dangerous situations in order to attain it. And so you can see how like tracking back is so important, because it's not that I'm struggling to be honest with my partner, like I am, but the actual root is my dad left me when I was younger and I never did anything with it.
So this is then the next layer, which is you develop an attachment style.
Yeah.
And most people in relationships who've decided to be in relationships because essentially they fancy the other person, and then they got to know them and said, well, they're not a bad person. And we have a few things in common, and so that's pretty good. But I found them very attractive, and they look good for me.
Yeah.
I look good because I'm with somebody who looks like this. Like, even though that's not the conscious belief, it's what a lot of people have based their relationships off. So, but anyway, what happens then is now you're connected through your attachment style, not necessarily your alignment. Yeah. You and I are very alike in so many ways. And then like you have, where I'm weak, you're strong. Yeah. And where you're weak, I'm strong. Yeah. So we are complete opposites in lots of ways and very alike in lots of ways. But those opposites actually fill my weaknesses. Yeah. And you know them, and I know them. Yeah. Most people protect their weaknesses from their partner. They don't want them to know their weaknesses. They stay in the dark about those weaknesses. They say, hey, and this is what stops them from becoming one flesh. Yeah. This is why you and I won't ever go a week without being intimate. Yeah. Because it's like, hey, what's going on? Yeah. Like we're one flesh. So we know when something's up. Yeah. But anyway, it comes back to attachment styles. So, like I can't remember what I am. But like I've been in a codependent relationship. I've been in that. Yeah. And the essential ingredient to a codependent relationship, and essentially like how successful it can be, is essentially as long as nobody wants to admit or face truth and honesty, that can continue for a very long time. And everyone's miserable. Like, everyone's secretly miserable. Yeah. Looks great on the outside, but actually inside they're kind of like, this is like, my needs aren't met. I don't know how to express myself. I'm afraid of expressing myself fully, so I can't have the life that I truly want. And then that's affecting how you show up at work. That's why you can't leave the job. Like, something I see often happens to men in relationships as well, in terms of like libido, like intimacy. Yeah, is that men will pursue, and then they'll get so fed up of pursuing, and upset, and like. They get hurt if you're like wanting to be intimate with someone and they're constantly like, it's hard. It's hard. No. Yeah, it's like hard. It's not that. It's the fact that we're not wanted back. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, like that must that's be the like, issue. Like I can't like that. A guy can go like most guys. Let's just call a spade a spade. Most guys can, and this is not a good thing, but most guys can hear a no from a girl and be like, I'll try again. Yeah. Right? Because like guys are guys. Yeah. And I don't want to say that. I don't say that candidly because I know what also that the other side of that coin. It's not a good coin. Yeah. But what I'm saying is that like that's not the true issue. Yeah. The issue. It's like not being wanted. And like this is where women don't think guys are emotional. It's like no, we are really deep. That we're a lot deeper than you think. Our biggest issue is that women can make us feel like we're not wanted back. Yeah. And how society's gone for the last like 20, 30 years has been to basically put men in a place of, well, you're no good. And actually you're only good if you're not pestering me. And if you're not, like if you're not wanting and asking these things of me. I think men really need to be lifted up by their spouses at the moment. 100%. I think like men have been torn down. They've been told that their masculinity is toxic. Yeah. That like, and women have been empowered to be able to believe like a lot. Like how many relationships do we hear where like women are like running the house? Yeah, they wear the trousers. I don't need a man. Trying to control everything, and they're saying, well, he doesn't do this, he does that. So I do this, I do that. So well, how's that working through your libido? Power tools. Like, yeah, I do everything. How's that working through your libido? Like, are you guys rock hard intimate? Yeah. Like anyway, so yeah, attachment styles. Yeah, that's kind of how that shows up. Anxious attachment, anxious avoidant. Yeah. And typically people can't. That's why you struggle with communication. Yeah. So it comes back into, like what happened to you as a child and how did your parents
like your
treat you and
parents
all
are your
sorts of things.
first, like your relationship with your parent of the opposite gender models your behavior for your partners in the future.
Say that again, but slower.
Your parents of the opposite gender model how your relationships will look in the future.
Okay.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
And so true.
Yeah.
I saw this ages ago and I was like, oh no. My dad did a number on me.
And you got 2 boys.
Yeah, I know.
So you're up.
Yeah, I know.
How's it going?
Yeah, it's hard. But like, yeah, you can just so see it. Like every relationship I've ever had has been modeled by like seeking dangerous men that like don't actually care about me.
Yeah.
And that leave.
Yeah.
And that, don't like know me. And yeah, it's so wild how you can track everything back to childhood and relationships and model behavior. And that's why I think like that's why we take having kids so seriously. Like that's why we want to homeschool. That's why we don't want them in nursery and in schools.
You know what's funny?
Because like we know how much this stuff impacts.
I want my kids to be successful in life.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like homeschooling isn't like we're gonna fucking teach them everything. No.
Yeah, no, absolutely
it's like I want to pay for like a 1-to-1 tutor for the stuff that they're really great at, so they can be amazing at it.
Yeah,
they can excel at it.
Yeah,
and then I want to be able to buy tutors that like I don't know anything, like for the areas that I don't know much about, or that they find interesting that I have no interest in whatsoever. I'm like, okay, well, let's just go and do this for you. The other thing is that like, again, how like you don't learn things. This is the thing. Everyone at school, everyone has this issue, right? This drives me mad. With people who are like, well, they need to go to school, they need to learn stuff. What do you learn at school? You learn things that other people have learned through their experience.
And you regurgitate them.
But like, hang on, how everything that you learn at school, how did it come to be that you learn about it? Because somebody else went through an experience and then wrote it down and found things through it. Why wouldn't you want your children to learn how to learn?
Mm-hmm.
That's where my mind goes. I'm like, that's what I want my kids to do. I want my kids to not learn knowledge. I want them to learn how to learn. Because as soon as adults finish school, what do?
Stop.
They stop learning and they forget how to learn.
Yeah.
They avoid failure. Well, that's how you learn. You learn a lot with failure, but you're so scared of it and you're so, I need to be comfortable. Oh, and I need to spend the weekend the same way every other person spends their weekend. I get passionate about this. I ran a gym for like 8 years. And I could tell you what every single one of my members did across their week.
Yeah.
They worked 9 till 5, Monday to Friday.
Came home, had dinner.
Came home, drank. They came home and drank every night. Most nights, a lot of them. And for the people who are like, well, it's right to have one. It's like,
no.
Nice. You drink every day. You're an alcoholic. It doesn't matter whether it's 1 or if it's 5.
Yeah.
If you're drinking every day and you can't drink, or even if you're drinking every weekend, that's 52 weekends of the year that you're drinking, minimum.
Yeah.
Because you're not accounting for them for the birthdays, the nights out, the bank holidays, where all you do is drink.
Yeah.
And like, even at swimming the other week, and like, there's a guy, and again, I'm not trying not to judge, but like, it's hard because I'm like, oh, what are you guys doing the weekend then? It's bank holiday. I take the kid, like, a little baby, just done baby swimming. Yeah, we should go down the pub, see if we can get down the pub. Well, you can take your newborn baby to a pub.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, good.
With other humans that are
drinking,
intoxicated,
and vaping and smoking.
Yeah. And like, you think there's no issues here? Like, there's so many elements to this. Like, you're allowing your baby's spirit to be in that in the vicinity of. Yeah. Anyway. Probably getting a lot of task, but
anyway, because we're just tracking back to childhood.
Passionate.
We're just showing how like everything comes from childhood. Everything comes from how you've been set up in your first like 5 years.
Yeah.
And also like when people are like, oh, you have to go to school and experience things like what, being bullied. Like how many kids that went to school and were bullied and weren't kept safe?
Yeah.
And so now live the rest of their life in fear of being bullied. And so
shapes their self-worth.
Stay quiet. Go under the radar.
If you have a child, like you have responsibility to protect them, but also to teach them. You have to instruct them on how they should go, and they aren't getting instruction on the right things at school. one of the things that I said to you today, didn't I was like, I'll pay our boys for 3 things. I won't pay them for chores around the house.
No,
that's just
that's
expected.
life,
where
yeah.
like, hey, I'm going to teach you not chores. I'm going to teach you responsibility of things. Like Theo's just had his first responsibility of making his bed.
Yeah.
We do it every day, and he's getting good at it.
Yeah.
And like he hated it to begin with.
Yeah.
Because he thought he was being punished. So I was like, hey, and now when I'm like, you're doing a really good job at this. Look, you got your corners done. Like this is great. He's coming down. He's like, Mum, I made my bed.
Yeah. Or when he carried the table in, he's like, I carried the table.
I was like, why don't you see if you can get your table and chairs and power from the garden? He's like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm strong. I'm like, yes, you are. Like you can do hard things. Because he started crying at the start of it. And I was like, you can do hard things.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I can do hard things. And now he's moving his like, this is just growth. It's you instruct your kids the way they should go.
Shaping that inner voice.
Yeah. And so there's 3 things I'll pay our kids for. If they're ever like, Dad, can I have some money? Like, yeah, you can either create something or you can do something for somebody else.
Yeah.
Right? This is product or service.
Yeah.
Third, you can go and fail at something. And if you can teach me back what you learn so that I don't make the same mistakes as you made, I'll pay you for that too.
Because people do.
Those are the 3 things that our entire economy is based on.
Yeah.
Education.
Yeah.
Which is things learned through failure and experience. Service, doing something for somebody else, provide a waiter, like anything in the service industry.
Product.
And then products. That's it. Education, service, and products. That's our economy.
That's like your new client is like, Mike, I'm paying you to avoid making all the mistakes in the first year of my wellness clinics. Like,
yeah, I said what, like, because again, I had to assess what do you think you're doing that's actually of value, because in 5 years' time, everyone's going to be doing this.
Yeah.
And he was like, his staff couldn't answer the question, but he came and said, I'm paying to be ahead by not making any of the mistakes that I would have made if I didn't work with you. And I said, that's the right answer. Yeah. That's the right answer. You are paying to not make mistakes. Yeah. You're paying to therefore fast track your progress
through somebody else's
so that
experience.
You are ahead of the entire industry.
Yeah.
Let's go. Like, it's good. It was cool. A really cool moment.
But yeah, so tracking it back. So yeah, relationships.
Yeah.
You can.
So relationships mirror you. They're like, that's what they're for. Yeah. They're actually to mirror you. So like, if you're like, oh, my partner's just this, like that's you. Sorry to say it. Your partner reflects you. Yeah. So like
people are bad at saying sorry and like owning up and taking accountability. Yeah. And like people is me. Like I'm people as well. Like I'm not being good at being accountable, but I think I'm getting better.
Yeah, you are. 100%.
But like it's a skill that I've never learned. And I've never had boundaries. I've never been taught.
One of the reasons why is like people don't have terminology for it. Pruning.
Oh yes.
That's a good word for it. Like what's pruning? Okay, anytime you feel triggered and that something needs to change within you in order for you to feel better, right? It's like it's a circumcision of your heart. It's like okay, what belief do I need to shed because it's no longer serving me in the place that I am? I don't need to lose who I am. I need to actually become closer to who I was meant to be. Yeah. So a good way of that is like, let's think about like maybe something that we've tackled recently. Like, let's do me. Cause like, I feel like you just kind of putting a bit of the weight on your shoulders and being like, I'm not good at accountability. I'm like, no, you're fine. You're great at accountability.
No, but like it's definitely something I've learned. It's something that
you've definitely improved on.
Yeah.
But like, what did I have the other day? Here we go. We had 2 chaotic mornings back to back. Yeah. And on the 3rd morning...
Yeah. I had taken control of how I was doing within it.
Yeah. So essentially, it felt like chaos was about to happen again. Yeah. But you had started taking responsibility for your like actions or behaviors or something like that.
Emotions.
But my brain had already started projecting that it was going to like, it was basically looping. It was going to go, well, this happened yesterday or the day before. It happened again yesterday, so it's going to happen again today. Yep. And why is this triggering? Because this is exactly what your childhood mornings were like. It was chaos all the time. And so my brain went to like defense and like, stop that, go away, do this. I don't want to do that. Like, not like this. Like, I was just like, I'm trying to make breakfast. I can't focus. Whatever it was. I was like in this like fight or flight mode.
Yeah.
And I can't really remember like how I even got out of it. But like it's pruning. This is like something that's in me.
Yeah, so let's go through it. It's like the first 2 mornings were stressful and chaotic. I wasn't feeling good. So I'd like the kids like run a bit more wild than normal. Like everyone was loud. You were making breakfast. There was too much going on. So the first 2 mornings I kind of let my emotions get away from me.
What was happening though, it was then like the day. So like the knock-on effect.
So then the day
the whole day
really hard. We never got back control of the kids and like how the day was.
Well, no, it was more me. It was that I was having to come back in so like I couldn't get any work done.
Yeah.
And I was having to come in and correct the kids.
Yeah.
Then also like kind of, I don't want to say correct you, but like be like, hey, like guide. We're dropping the ball on all these areas today.
Yeah.
This and I've worked hard. I've done my bit to make sure that we're all firing in the way we were supposed to be firing. What's happening? We couldn't get to the bottom of it. We had 2 days of it.
Yeah. So then the third day, it looked like it was about to start happening, and I kicked in, and I was like, no. This has happened the last 2 days. I'm not doing this anymore. I've prayed. I've talked to God. I've read my Bible. I know better mechanisms of how to do this now. I'm going to do them. So I started trying to kick in with them. And then your brain looped and was like, no, absolutely not. No. Right. You go.
You're like, no. I'm taking care of. I know what's happening. I'm taking care of it.
And I like looked at you and I was like, no, I promise you, I'm calm.
I was like, I don't believe you.
I'm okay. And you were like, no. And I was like, no, like, you're not, but I'm calm, I promise. So then I took the kids outside because I was like, it wasn't like, because you saw it as like, come on kids, let's get away from dad, he's angry. Whereas I was like, no, like you need space now to just figure out what's happening for you. We're not in a rush. I'm going to take the kids outside, play in the garden with them because we can.
Because you were cool and fine and they were cool.
Yeah, I was regulated.
It was like I said, it was my brain that was just projecting that this was going to happen again.
Yeah.
And
so then you then had the space.
Yeah, I went upstairs, had like time with the Holy Spirit.
And then we came back together to discuss.
And I just said, I was massively triggered by like chaotic mornings, probably from childhood, and like just a lack of peace. Like I find it hard to maintain a level head when it's chaos.
Yeah.
Because like life was chaotic as a kid and I've just been nothing but pursuing safety and comfort ever since.
Yeah.
So it was just like, my brain just got like stuck. And like, that's typically that. Obviously, we're trauma kids, so like that's typically like our level of discomfort for us is like that's how it shows up.
Yeah.
For other people, pruning is like, I don't know, just anytime you feel like you can't really see eye to eye with your partner, anytime you just feel like, oh, they just never do this thing. It's like, well, that's pointing towards something that you're also not doing for them as well.
Yeah.
Like,
and like if you're having the same argument, again and again and again.
Yeah. It's not just like...
So like take the libido thing, for example.
Yeah.
So say you've got a man that's like masturbating a lot, has a high sex drive, always wants to have sex, but isn't holding emotional space for the girl.
Yeah.
And then let's say the girl has a low libido, but she isn't letting him lead. She's trying to control everything. She's trying to control everything. She also like isn't doing things to make herself feel sexy and good within her body, so she has no self-confidence, so she doesn't want to have sex. So you can see how like in that situation and in society a lot of the time it'll be like he should respect her, she doesn't want lots of sex, and like that's just a difference in libido. And it's like, no, actually, like he's probably not making her feel safe enough to have a higher libido, but also she's not doing her bit as well by letting him lead and letting her, like, it's both sides. As soon as you stop seeing the problem as like, well, I'm perfect, I'm not the problem, it's them. And you go, actually, okay, what part am I playing in this too? And what do I need to face in order to get through it?
So the reason we feel the things we feel, like that morning, is because we don't have anything to numb. We don't do anything that numbs our feelings. Like which is why we feel it. So in the Bible, it's like physical exercise or like physical whatever it is profiteth little. Because it numbs.
Like the zealots.
Like it numbs you. You become hardened. Like it hardens your heart. So like that's one thing. Masturbation, that's another way of numbing. There also are spiritual complications with that. So like if the thing that you want is intimacy with your partner, the antidote for that isn't masturbation. That's the actual thing that will block it completely. And it'll make sure that when you do become intimate,
you don't feel satisfied.
You do not feel satisfied, and it's very fleeting. And like, anyway,
food also numbs you, like
food,
comfort,
if you're going
like
out,
gluttony, like,
and then if you're playing sports all the week as well, and like, just if you're all spending time away from each other a lot, and like you're always kind of like not in the house and out
if
the
the
house,
thought
like
of a month in together,
something like that. If you thought of the
makes you
month
lose your
in,
mind.
like you're numbing so that you will never be able to get to the root. Like we've talked about this in a previous podcast, that your emotions are like energetic signatures that are in your heart or your body. They're stored somewhere in your body. And when an emotion is felt, that energetic signature comes up. And this is the idea of pruning. You can process the emotion, or you can reject the emotion, numb it, and send it back down. Yeah. So if you're stressed and you need to go to the gym, numbing. Yeah. If you're masturbating because you feel rejected, numbing. Yeah. If you're
eating chocolate because you've had a bad day,
numbing. Yeah. If you're drinking because you're unhappy, numbing. If you're drinking because you're stressed, numbing.
If you're smoking weed every day because it's been a hard day.
Yeah. So you have to remove all of the things that you're using as a crutch. Yeah. Yeah, well, if I do that, I'm going to be an angry mess.
There you go.
That's the root of your issue.
The point.
Is that you are an angry mess underneath, like at the root level. You're an angry mess. Yeah. So you can either be a numb angry mess, or you can face your fears, and you can go through it. And what would that do? Like, let's say I'm the male that's masturbating all the time. I'm chronically exercising, and all I want more than anything is intimacy with my partner. I want her to want me. All right, I get rid of masturbation. I just stop doing that. I go cold turkey on that one. I stop gymming. Who am I going to be in the house for the next 30 days?
A raging bull.
A raging bull. Okay, would she feel safe?
No.
Which means I'm facing my anger, and you'd be facing your
fear,
safety issue.
Safety.
She doesn't feel safe.
Yes.
So she needs to not feel safe because she's numbing, not feeling safe.
Yeah.
So you see how they're so related. Yeah. It's like, hey, if you felt your anger, she would be forced to feel her safety issues. Yeah. Cool. What are you going to do with that? You have a conversation, you're going to, like, you can't numb. Yeah. So you have to, you have to be, it's like, okay, I don't want to feel like this way, so I'm going to look elsewhere. Yeah. And then I'm going to complain about the things that we don't have.
Point back in.
When you're in love with somebody, you're in love with them. And you're both at that like vulnerable place, right? Where it's like you're looking directly into my anger by whatever's happened for you guys as a couple, right? Whatever's happened, you're looking at my anger that you might be starting to think, oh, I've caused that. He's angry because of my behavior. And I'm looking into your eyes and I'm like, I'm scaring the shit out of her. She doesn't feel safe with me. Like, oh, like suddenly you've seen a mirror. Yeah. Right? Suddenly you see what you've done to each other. Yeah. It's not your fault.
But you can be accountable.
You can be accountable, and you can change, and you can do all the things that you can do the work together to to just unmess that. Yeah. And what's left? What's left?
Just that you love each other.
just the love bit. Yeah. Like, that's great. And like you start, if people did that in their relationships, so much more. Like, fertility would go up straight away. Yeah. Because you'd want nothing else to do, because now you've removed the anger, you removed the lack of safety, so suddenly you feel safe, and suddenly I don't feel angry, and so what's left is like, wow, hey, I haven't masturbated for however long, my testosterone is through the fucking roof.
Yeah. And she's like, you make me feel really safe.
You're a bull.
Yeah.
Wow. And you've just got that natural polarity restored in the relationship, and then suddenly it's like magic. You want to whatever. So at least that's the experience that we've seen from your like fertility clients and stuff, because you and I don't think we ever had that problems. It was
no,
it's quite the opposite for us, because again, like, because we both met each other in a vulnerable state,
and we weren't attracted to each other when we
weren't attracted to each other when we first met. It was like we were not each other's type, and we we got to know each other through vulnerability.
Yeah.
And that created just, I don't know, like a whole different, I mean, it was a covenant with God as well. Like I asked God for a partner and you did the same. And then suddenly a year on, we met. So it was like, it was wild. But it's probably a good place to land the plane. Is that like everything has a root.
Just needs unpicking.
It needs unpicking. I can give you a framework. I have loads of them. I really like that one. Strategy, exposure, awareness, choice, new behavior. I still like the one that I gave in my little model, the fertility app one.
Yeah.
I still like that one. Problem. Every problem has a desired reality on either side of it. So like everyone thinks that, like, they go, yeah, this is the problem, but ultimately this is what I want. They think they have an idea of what their desired reality is.
Yeah.
It's usually wrong.
Yeah.
So you actually have to get really clear on the knowledge that's required about the problem. And you have to get clear on the desired reality versus the reality that actually exists on the other side. So for example, let's go back to that example we were giving. If me and my partner restore our intimacy, then everything in life gets better. It's like, no, it doesn't. You still have to behave this way. You still can't numb. You have to you'll have to reestablish, for example, your relationship with exercise. You'll have to reestablish your relationship with eating chocolate or whatever. You'll have to reestablish your behaviors. You'll have to introduce new behaviors and you'll have to purge the old ones. So actually, the other side of the problem is a different reality because you have to become a different person to operate within the reality that you want.
Yeah. Because I think that's a good thing to mention, actually, because it's true for like your business clients and my fertility clients is that they want to come in and do the work and remain the same person doing the same things, but they want the different outcome.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, like you're going to have to become a new person through this process in order to get to the outcome. It's the be, do, have thing.
You can't be somebody who wants a more successful business, but still thinks and feels like it's effort to pick up the phone to ring your leads.
Yeah.
That has to be something that you do that requires no effort. You just do it.
You just do it.
And the only way you do that is by behaving. You change your behavior.
Yeah.
So anyway, so you've got
drop your fear.
Yeah. So you've got so how do you do that? So you've got your problem, you've got your knowledge, this is all the things to implement, but then you've got your desired reality, but then you've got the next part, which is your belief. So you actually have subconscious and conscious beliefs, which again, this is the points towards the roots of why you have the problem in the first place.
Yeah.
It's rooted in something. That's where your subconscious belief is. So then you uproot those, they become conscious. Now you are aware of why you have the problem in the first place, what needs changing. Now it's your turn to implement a new behavior and practice those new behaviors.
Yeah.
So that's the next part, the next phase.
Yeah.
When you are practicing something for the first time, you're going to be bad at it, which is why it requires practice. When you practice it for long enough, or in fact, as soon as you start practicing it, you need to validate the positive changes that are happening because of the new practice. It's that validation. So when you're on a weekly basis noticing what is improving because of the new practice that you've implemented, it paves the way for you to find more of these results, some of these, improving circumstances over and over and over again. And that validation is what starts to shift your identity into becoming the person that you've always wanted to be, and obviously therefore get the reality that you've always wanted to get by dissolving the original block that you had in the first place. So that's a proven model. That's basically cognitive behavior change.
So if you're feeling stuck in your relationship, your business, your brain, your exercise, your food, your fertility, anything, literally anything, it comes from behavior. It comes from beliefs. It's not just lack of information, because we have Google and AI.
And it's not your fault. Like a lot of the stuff that you're doing is inherited. A lot of it is down to your epigenetics.
But it is your responsibility to learn and figure it out and undo it.
Yeah.
So, peace.
Peace and love. L for love. It's dodgeball.